Hey, what's up YouTube? My name is Graham, and yes, Pokemon does still exist. I am still completing the pokedex in Pokemon Blue, with assistance from Pokemon Red, and we are here for episode 16, in which we tackle a good chunk of the Safari Zone. Safari Zone is part of the reason why these videos have gotten up very, very slowly. Basically just lots of cutting ahead. This was a really long episode. Took a long time to find the Pokemon. The Safari Zone mechanics are a little shaky. I don't know, shaky isn't the right word, but they can be a little frustrating when you're trying to complete a Pokedex, especially. Or even if there's just like a Pokemon that you want there, it can be pretty darn annoying. I've pretty much decided that I'm not gonna really catch any more of the Pokemon that I need to catch in the Safari Zone, if that can be avoided, which in the case of some Pokemon it definitely can be avoided. So I'm going to be avoiding it at I don't know, all costs, I guess. Yeah, avoid it at all costs, pretty much. But anyway, the Pokemon that we're gonna be getting in this episode are Slowpoke. I believe we get 2 Slowpokes because we need one for an in-game trade, but it needs to be a Slowbro. So we need to train it, and so I'm gonna take it to the daycare soon. No, I don't take it to the daycare in this episode, but it will go to the daycare. And after we get Slowpoke, next up we are going to be getting I forget what order we get them in, but we get a Psyduck and a Dratini. Dratini is going to be not really a permanent team member, but I'm going to fill the slot that I was using as like a sort of rotation Pokemon. I'm filling it with Dratini because Dratini evolves at a super high level, basically. So kind of have to use... or I don't have to use it, but I want to use my my rotation slot that I had for my guys for the Dratini, because otherwise it would be lots of confusion, or not, confusion's not the right word. It would be take lots of time, and I have no clue why I said the word confusion, because it's not confusing at all. But part of the reason why I haven't really uploaded this series all that much is because I don't really have, like, there's not really, like, strategy that I could go and talk about in post, or anything like that. I can kind of talk about certain stuff, but I realized that this series had turned more into sort of like a vlog thing than any sort of actual Pokedex completion, like any sort of like informative walkthrough or interesting and comedic let's play. It literally turned into just me talking about like whatever came to mind. And so this is going to be kind of the last episode in that vein. I'm switching this to live commentary basically next episode, because I'm just really I'm not enjoying what I'm doing as far as post commentary. And I think it can the upload schedule that I've had with this series can kind of reflect the fact that I wasn't really enjoying it, because the last episode that I uploaded was over a month ago, maybe over 2 months. I don't even know. I don't think over 2 months, but it's been a while. I've been mostly uploading Portal and Uncharted, and I mean, those series are fun. This is pretty fun too. It's a lot more fun when I'm playing though than when I go back and edit and commentate over it, just because I don't know what to say really at some points. Like I can say certain stuff at certain times when there's like a strategy. Like I can explain the strategy of to catch Pokemon in the Safari Zone, and I'm going to be doing that probably in this video. But The nickname that I'm giving Psyduck right now, by the way, just because I'm seeing it and it distracted me, it's a reference to the actual advice Mallard internet meme. Oh, sorry about that. The actual advice Mallard internet meme, and it's I don't know. I just came to mind, so I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it, and then I did, and there's nothing you can do about it. No, but I thought it was a good nickname, so I used it basically. I didn't really see why not, but yeah, here we have the Dratini. Overall, I think this took me about 30 minutes of attempts to get all these guys, because in the Safari Zone, basically, if you don't know, your 3 options, which you've been seeing me do mostly, is throwing rocks. You can also throw bait, or you can just straight up throw your ball to try to catch it at its base capture rate. The thing I can recommend you do most is throw a couple rocks, especially if the Pokemon has a very low catch rate, before you try to catch it, because bait, while it can make the Pokemon stay for longer, it makes them harder to catch. Rocks can make the Pokemon run away, but it makes them way easier to catch if you get the opportunity. And so I would just say, you know, go for the catch. Or not go for the catch, but go for the rocks and make the catch easier, because honestly, they still run away when you throw bait sometimes, and so if you throw bait, and that just makes it take even longer, because they're gonna stay, and then you have even less of a chance of catching them, which means they're probably gonna run, and then even after you throw the bait, I lost my train of thought, but they're more likely gonna stay for more turns, and they're not gonna be you're not gonna catch them. Alright, I'm gonna start over on what I was saying. If you throw bait at a Pokemon, it's gonna make them less likely to be caught. Like their capture rate goes down, and so if you throw bait, you're less likely to catch them, even if you throw more Pokeballs. So it'll take longer, and then you have to go look for the Pokemon again. So I think it's honestly a little bit more efficient to throw rocks, even if they run away, and you get slightly less chances, because each chance is sort of it greatly increases your chance of catching the Pokemon every time you throw a rock and they do stay. But I'm not really 100% sure on how that balances out, and whether or not it does whether or not it is more beneficial for you to throw bait or ball or rocks, but I've always assumed it was rocks, because anytime I throw bait, I just can't catch a Pokemon. I don't even know if I've ever gotten it to the thing to shake, the Pokeball, when I've thrown a ball at them without throwing a rock, or I mean when I've thrown bait. Excuse me. When I've just thrown a ball straight up, then I've caught Pokemon before, but when I've thrown bait, it never works. So I recommend throwing rocks, just from personal experience mostly. I can't say for sure that my way is the best way. I definitely wouldn't say that it's like you have to do it that exact way and that's the only way. But for me, that's definitely how it's worked out best, because it's just, I don't know, if you can avoid using the Safari Zone, then I would just say do it, just because it's not worth it. It takes so long, and it's no good. The nickname for Execute is Palm Tree, because if you think about it, how in the world do eggs evolve into a palm tree? Like, certain things make some sense in the game, but eggs evolving into a palm tree makes none at all. But yeah, that was the last Pokemon I ended up catching in the Safari Zone, so I just cut over to me catching, or to the catching of Ditto, which is pretty cool. Ditto is a very interesting Pokemon. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know the gimmick with Ditto, but the difference between Ditto now or Ditto in future generations and Ditto in this game is even when you transform, you keep Ditto's stats, which are absolutely terrible. Ditto has really bad stats, so you don't end up gaining anything really by using transform. So it makes Ditto pretty much useless, which sucks because I would have loved to use a Ditto on my team. Ditto hadn't sucked so bad. So, I mean, I'm using some sort of uncommon Pokemon that are kind of considered not that great. Like Thomas isn't considered very good, and especially because of his move pool. But I really like using a Paris. It's just fun. And then like there's certain Pokemon are considered not that good, but I can still use them. But then there's Pokemon as bad as Ditto that are just I can't. It's not possible. They're too bad to even use, which sucks. Because I would use them. I definitely would use a Ditto because of the cool, like the gimmick behind it, which is really awesome. It's a great gimmick, I think. Ditto gets even better in 5th generation because Ditto gets in the Dream World. It gets an ability called Imposter, which upon switch in, it just immediately transforms. It eliminates the need for the use of transform. So 5th generation Ditto becomes even cooler. And so for X and Y, possibly if I can catch a Ditto that has Imposter, then I'm definitely using that in X and Y, which has it doesn't pertain at all to Ditto in 1st generation, but we can hope, right? Because Ditto is like a cool gimmick. I've always kind of liked Ditto, even though it's not the greatest. Oh, another interesting little piece of trivia about Ditto is there are certain sort of, I guess, scenarios in which Ditto could seem like it was a failed attempt at an experiment for cloning Mew, because ultimately Mew and Mewtwo is what came of the experiment of cloning, trying to clone a Mew, and so Mewtwo, where Mewtwo is, there's always Dittos basically. So in the mansion, which we're going to reach and I believe probably in the next episode, it's like a burned mansion place with that. It's where the research occurred for the Mewtwo clone project. And in the unknown cave, or the Cerulean cave, which is known at this point, that's one of the other places that you can get that's where you can catch Mewtwo, but you also get Ditto there. Ditto is also Ditto and Mew are the only 2 Pokemon that can learn Transform, so that's another kind of portion of the theory, I guess. That's pretty much the only kind of evidence that there is to back up the theory of Ditto being a clone of Mewtwo. But I mean, it's solid enough evidence, I guess. I mean, it's never been confirmed either way. I don't think that it actually is thought to be truly a thing. It's more so just a cool idea and kind of a coincidence, I think. But it's cool nonetheless. So now we gotta catch a Poliwhirl real quick, because I honestly don't remember why we need to catch a Poliwhirl. I recorded this episode a while ago, and I didn't have anything to say over it when it came out when I finished recording it originally. No, I should stick to live commentary. It's always good to try new stuff, but post commentary isn't working for this LP, in my opinion. I'm just not enjoying myself enough. It's kind of fun, but it could be so much more, is what I feel like. So that's kind of the thought behind not wanting to do post anymore for this LP. So that'll probably be I'm gonna say 8 to 8 to 10 more episodes of this LP will end up going up, because that's probably about how much it'll take to finish it. And so I'm pretty sure that I'll have all of those 8 to 10 episodes in live commentary. And it might even be more episodes. I don't think so, though, because we have obviously some Pokemon capturing left to do. Finishing up trades in red. We also have to finish up we have to finish up the 7th and 8th gyms in the Elite Four, and that's about it. Catching the legendaries, but that's part of like the catching the Pokemon stuff. So we're really not that far off of the end of the game. There's like the one dungeon left that's really gonna take a little while. Oh, I remembered why we needed the Poliwhirl. It was because you can trade Poliwhirl for Jinx over here, and that's a good trade. I also believe it's one of the only places you can actually get a Jinx, so definitely worth it. I didn't remember where the trade was at first, so I just like walked around to try to jog my memory. And I accidentally walked into the bike shop because I thought that was a different place for a second. I don't know why. I mean, it's definitely the bike shop. I believe it's actually up a little bit. It's like it's real close. It's the that house right there, I believe. Talk to this dude, and then that's actually not a dude. That's a girl. That definitely doesn't look like a girl. That sprite. It looks like a kid with like a bowl cut-ish thing. Not like a female, really. But yeah, here we get a Jinx. The Pokemon that has been such topic of like stereotyping and that kind of controversial stuff. And I don't think I really need to mention it. People just said it looked like a stereotypical African woman, like with big lips and the skin. And so the sprite ended up getting changed later to purple colored, but you can't even see the color in this game, so it doesn't matter. So it's kind of irrelevant. But finishing up, all we really have left to do in the episode is evolve one Pokemon, because this is where I discover that you don't trade a slow bro, you indeed actually trade it. Or you don't trade a slow poke, you trade a slow bro. So I'm gonna have to raise a slow bro, which is pretty lame. And I was like, wait, what? And then I ended up looking and it's like, oh, oops, it said you should slow poke, not slow bro. And I was like, derp. Because like when I saw the trade, when I like thought of the trade thing, I even knew that it was slow bro, not slow poke. But when I caught it, it didn't register to me at the time. I don't know why. But yeah, we're just gonna finish up with a couple battles, and yeah, I'll leave you to the evolution. I'll leave you with the evolution of Machop into Machoke to be traded in the future to be evolved into Machamp, because Machoke evolves not via evolution, via trade. But anyway, I hope you guys were able to bear with this episode, because it wasn't the greatest. I kind of didn't have much to say, and that's kind of why I'm changing it to live commentary. And I don't know, I think that the videos will really start getting better from here with this LP, because I really want to play the game, but then I don't want to like have a bunch of these videos kind of left in the wings where I just need to sit down and talk about them, because I can't just like sit down and knock these out, because I don't know what to say, because there's such little strategy going on, at least for me right now in the playthrough, that I couldn't talk about that. That was kind of what I was thinking about doing, was like listing off some strategies, because it is an RPG, but it's kind of just like use whatever's effective, and kind of talking about my experiences with catching some of the Pokemon and stuff. And that's just not really, it's not as fun as I would have thought it would have been. That was redundant, but it's not as fun as I thought it would be before I started the LP. and so I'm going to change the format because I've never been bored live commentating before. I've been tired and I've sounded like I'm bored, namely in the last 2 or 3 episodes of Metroid Zero Mission, because I really shouldn't have recorded all that in one sitting. But pretty much just live commentating, when I do that, I enjoy it. I enjoy it a lot. I tend to be able to ramble better, and it should be more fun. But anyway, I hope you guys will bear with kind of the transition, and will enjoy the later episodes of this series, and you'll have fun. I mean, that's honestly what this is all about. It's fun. And I want to have fun. I hope you guys enjoy yourselves as well. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode.